Hi, this is Vape and Juice TV. I'm David, and this is our tutorial series on how to change a coil on a kit. If you've got a kit that's proving particularly troublesome, stick around and we'll show you exactly how to change it. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to change the coil on a Voopoo Drag 3. But actually, it's not just the Voopoo Drag 3. I'm actually going to show you how to change the coil on any kit that uses the TPP tank from Voopoo. So it's a great tank. You'll have seen it on many of their drag pod kits recently. And so how do you change the coil? Well, if you're anything like me, you'll have spent ages just turning it and turning it and turning it and turning it and until I realized it's actually the easiest thing on how to change a coil. It's magnetic. Now, when it comes in the box, there is no coil installed. In the Drag 3, there actually is coils in the box, so I've grabbed one out already to show you. So how do you pop it in and how does it work? Well, very simple. We hold the top of the tank, we get the coil, and we just push it in so it sits flush, sits nice. It won't go all the way in, it will sit out enough so you can always remove it with your nails, like so. So it just sits in place, and then we just use the magnet on the bottom of the tank to connect to this, and we've got a kit. When you want to use the tank, make sure the airflow is open. One, you won't be able to vape it if they're closed. Two, it will overheat and it will taste burnt and it will ruin the coil. So the next question is, how do you know when to change the coil? Well, that's a much more profound question. It's not profound, it's just a more important question. Now, depending on what wattage you're using and depending on what liquid you're using, the time span for these coils will vary. It can be anything from a week to 3 weeks. It just depends on what wattage and what kind of liquids. High VG, thick, cloudy liquids, high wattage, high power, smashing it, vape chaining it, that's going to last you 5-6 days maximum. If you're using a low VG, a higher PG liquid, lower wattage coil, you could get a few weeks out of it. So how to know when to change it and what to look for? Very simple. You can see these white cotton windows here. As these get used more, it gets darker. It'll be a bit yellow at first. Then it becomes quite brown and gammy. That's from the sweeteners and the flavorings in there, but also from the nicotine. So that's going to start to affect the ability for liquid and for airflow and vapor to pull through. As that happens, it's going to be harder to draw when you're inhaling. It's also going to taste not as good as it used to, and eventually it might taste a bit burnt. When that happens, unplug the old doodah, chuck it in the bin, don't forget to recycle, and whack a fresh one in there. When you put a fresh one in there, put the liquid in there and just let it sit for a while and make sure it's got a chance for it to absorb the liquid. Some of the common problems are people dry hit it because they chain vape it, doesn't get a chance to reabsorb the liquid, and also they use too much power before it's even ready. It hasn't even had a chance to absorb that liquid in there, and sometimes just too much power in general. You know, it's all well having high wattage kits and we all want to have big power, but actually what we want is a great vape and a good experience. So don't be afraid to bring the power down. Your liquids will last longer, your battery will last longer, your coils will last longer, and you'll probably enjoy it more too. That's how to change the coil on a TPP tank or a Voopoo Drag 3 kit. Thanks for watching.